Hello.
Hi,
Um, my name is Alyssa. What's your name?
my name's Wren.
Then, hey. And so what brings you in today?
I feel really, I don't know, I don't feel good about anything. I'm tired all the time. I don't feel like anything is worth doing, I guess. Everything feels like a big effort.
When you say it's a big effort, what kind of effort do you mean? It's like a physical like effort, a mental kind of a lot of effort putting into stuff?
Kind of both. It's like I'll wake up in the morning and oh, I gotta get up, get the kids ready for school. And I'm like, it just feels like too much. I just want to go back to bed.
And how many what should I say? And how long has this persisting? Like, has it been, are your children young and it's been since like they've been born, or is it older?
No, they're older. They're like 5 and 6.
Okay. Okay, so they're pretty independent, kind of, but still reliant.
Yeah.
And when you said with the effort, like it's been a lot, has it just been recently, or has it kind of like been this way for a while?
Well, I guess this time maybe a couple months.
Okay. Has it been like a couple months, as in maybe like 4 or 5, or has it been like a little bit longer?
Maybe like 2 or 3.
Okay. And is this kind of the first time you're feeling this way, or has this ever happened in the past before?
No, I mean it's happened before. Sometimes I feel, pretty good. Um, but it always seems like I come back to this.
Okay. Um, and here, and so how many times would you say, like, it's just like I know you said it's been 2 months or so, but is it consistent every day? Is it just a few times out the week?
No, it's most of the time. I mean, sometimes
Okay.
I'll get up the energy to I'll make dinner or something, but then I usually end up I go to bed or I just sit in front of the TV. Don't, try not to think about anything.
Okay. And so I know you said like it does make it hard to get out of bed, and I know you said that a lot of times you do too when you like to watch TV. Are you able to still kind of like? I know you said you are still like able to interact with your children, or is that? I know you said that takes a lot of effort, but have you noticed like you stop doing certain things and no longer feel the desire for them anymore?
My husband is doing most of it lately.
Hmm.
I usually take him to the park or take him to one of the kids' films. And it's just so hard,
Hmm.
and I end up sticking them in front of the TV. And I feel so bad about doing that. I think I'm screwing them up.
Do you have any like? I know you mentioned your husband. Does your husband kind of support you? Like, I know you said that he helps out, but does he kind of support you when you're in these kind of like feeling times of when a lot of your energy is overused?
Yeah, I mean, he kind of steps up, but a lot of times lately, especially he's been getting the kids ready, but that means he's late for work. And, then he has to work late. And then if I can't make dinner because I'm just too tired, he'll have to come home and do that. I just, and I'll try to get the kids ready for bed so he doesn't have to. But, sometimes I've been in bed all day and I still don't feel like getting up.
Okay. And would you, just to kind of understand your history a little bit, do you have any kind of past like medical history or anything that could be like causing this, or is it you have no kind of like no family history, or just the history of yourself either on this?
I don't think there's any history that I know about. People that I
Okay. And just because I know you said you're having a really hard time getting out of bed and doing a lot of your day-to-day things, I just want to understand, how would you kind of assess your safety right now? Do you feel like you're safe to be kind of alone by yourself in those moments when you're feeling like effort is really low and Like, do you ever feel in those times like you're gonna ever be a risk to yourself or to anyone else?
Uh, I don't feel like I probably would like do anything stupid, if that's what you mean. I
Mhm.
just like sometimes I'll think about stuff like that a little bit, but it just,
Okay.
you know, everything seems like too much.
Mhm.
And it's not always like this, but you know, just lately.
How has when you I know you said it's been about 2 months. Did anything change recently?
No, I don't think so. You know, I was feeling really good. And then it just all kind of went downhill. And I mean, nothing really changed. I guess I changed. I just,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So yeah, nothing significant happened or anything you could think of. Have just to kind of rule it out everything too. Have has there any been use of substances such as alcohol or anything recently, like before or during?
No, I don't have time for that with kids.
Mhm. And I know you said that you kind of do get support from your husband and everything. Is there anybody else, or is it just gonna you and your husband?
No, it's pretty much does. Neither of us have parents living in the area, so we don't.
Okay. Mhm. Okay, so just to kind of recap over here, so thankfully, like you said, that you don't have any actions, but you do kind of have some ideations of possible self-harm. That there's no substance use. There wasn't much anything like no big significant thing happened that you kind of think that could have been played a part of this. So I kind of want to get a little bit more just a description. I know you kind of get using like the words how it's just a lot of effort. Do you kind of just do you are you when you are in these times, do you kind of really like kind of bring yourself down as in, like do you talk bad about yourself in those times? Like do you have feelings towards yourself that you don't really like you don't want to have or are good to have that you kind of notice and address in that moment or after?
Well, I mean, like I said, sometimes I feel really good, and then everything feels like really up, and I feel really good about everything.
Mhm.
And I have all this energy, and then you know I don't even feel like I feel like I just can like keep going forever, and then everything just kind of slides back down until I don't have energy anymore, and I'm just tired and I'm worried all the time. I can't stop thinking about things that might happen to my kids or my husband or my dog, and you know, and after those times I feel so good and I feel so bad, and a lot of times I look at stuff I did when I was feeling good, and I'll like buy stuff online. I mean, I don't go crazy, but I'll look at all the stuff around me and I'm like, what did I even think I was going to do with all this stuff? And then I have to see if I can return it, but then it just feels like too much to do that. And so it's just, I don't know, I waste a lot of money that way. And I feel awful about that too.
And when you said I know you said you have this moments when you're feeling really good and a lot of energy. Is like can you think of anything that happens when you kind of get those energies? Just like is there something that kind of helps you get that energy or just kind of happens, it springs on you kind of a thing?
Well, it doesn't spring on me, but it's like I just sort of slowly start, you know, I'll be feeling like this, like I'm feeling now, and then I'll just kind of start feeling a little more energy and I don't even notice at first, but then I kind of ramp up, and you know, everybody loves it when I'm feeling good, and I don't really have a reason why I can tell people, I feel good. My husband wants to
Mhm.
know, just like you do. He's like, what is it that makes you, so down sometimes and then like in a really good mood other times? And and I can work when I feel good, and I can take care of the kids and do everything. I have all these ideas of stuff I can do, and I make plans. Oh, that's the worst. I'll be feeling really good, and my husband and I will be like, why don't we go do this next week, or let's plan a trip for next month, and we do everything, and then by the time it gets there, I'm just down here, and I don't feel like doing anything.
Yeah, and I totally get it. I understand, especially when describing it can be really hard to describe it as well. Especially so and I'm doing to ask this. I know I should probably should have asked earlier, but is this your first time kind of seeking like mental health for help or anything, or is this your first time?
I've never really seen anything about it. My husband wanted me to, but
Okay. And I think and I think that's a good amount of information that I received from you. Um, we can definitely continue on next time when I see you. And I can definitely go over things you told me and kind of reflect on it and see if there's any way I can give you any more and kind of if we can decide, see if I can give you anything to help next time with like the symptoms that you are having. Kind of get everything kind of written up to see what we're kind of dealing with to try to help you the best way possible.
okay.
Thank you. I didn't know how to answer. I end it. I was like, oh.
It's midnight. See you later. Okay. All right.
I hope I did good. I
No, I think you did.
feel like I was everywhere.
Oh, I hope I did good too. So, you did
Because like
good.
I was like looking at the diagnostic thing. I was like, wait, there's this one. There's this one. Okay, I'll continue since we're still recording.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Hi, my name is Wren. What's your name?
Hello, my name is Alissa.
Hi, Alyssa. Good to meet you.
You
Tell
too.
me a little bit about what brought you in today. What's been going on lately?
Well, my family, especially my husband and my kids, really wanted me to come and see somebody just because they're a little worried. There's worry because especially with the pandemic and everything, I've been home a lot. I've been thankful I can work from home, so I don't have to go anywhere. And so my kids like do school from home. So they're slowly starting to kind of go back in like to school, which is a little worrying. But my husband also works from home, which is great. But they're just like I said, they're kind of worried that I'm home all the time, and they're not sure if it's good for me because there are times I do go out with them, um, and they do notice when I'm in those times that I kind of get really like nervous, and if we go somewhere, I always try my best just to stay in the car so I don't have to go in. So yeah, that's why like that's the biggest reason I'm here because they just wanted me to get checked out.
Okay. Um, when you say you feel nervous about being out, like what do you mean when you say nervous? What kind of feelings are you having?
I just get a lot of just like nervousness, I guess, because like I feel like my chest really does like tighten, and then it gets hard to breathe. Just like when I stay in the car, it's like completely fine. But it's like going into stores and restaurants, a lot of times like I get scared, and a lot of times my husband, my kids think I'm like overreacting sometimes. Like I like especially like they wanted to go to like a hibachi restaurant and like it's like an open flame, like we can totally catch on fire and like say if we can't get out. And like I don't want that. I don't want to put myself or my family in that situation. And
Oh,
so it's just and they kind of like I know that that's just like a specific one, but I know there's like other instances that they say that I need to be more like not as nervous about, and it's just really hard not to be.
okay. So when you feel nervous this way or you feel scared about things, do you have a lot of thoughts like that behind it? You're worried about
Mhm.
things happening or bad things or accidents, anything like that?
Yeah, I've got to like I don't really like going anywhere, and a big thing is to like now, especially since everything is like we get everything delivered, our groceries. Like if we want to eat out, we get it delivered. We don't go get it. So just I just feel like a lot safer, like so we don't get sick, so we don't get like in a car accident, especially like around here a lot of crazy people are driving. And there's a lot of accidents. So if we can like just reduce that as much as possible, that's great.
Okay. So how long has this been going on? Has it started at any particular point? Did you just notice it one
Um,
day?
I will say it kind of started up, like I said, at the beginning of the pandemic. So I guess like a year and a half ago, it got worse as, of course, like more variants came out. But I kind of always been one to like not like going out. Like,
Mhm.
but beforehand, it was like I didn't like to see other people. Like I didn't really want to talk to them, maybe those interactions. But like kind of now, it's just I don't want to be like in these environments where bad things can happen. Like I don't even like going to the dog park anymore with my family, or like even if it's taking my dog, or even just me to go to the dog park, because I feel like just very like just exposed and can be like target to any like attack or something. And I like, and I never know why I have these thoughts. I just have them. I've always kind of been worried about that.
Okay. And when you feel this way, is it most of the time? Are there ever, any times that you feel differently?
Um, I feel the worst when I have to go by myself somewhere. Like the other day, I had to go into my kid's school to talk with one of the counselors about their scheduling, and I just the thought of going there, I felt extremely just nervous, and I was getting sweaty, and then like I ended up going, and I was like kind of nervous the whole time, and they could kind of tell because like they were asking if I was fine since I was shaking my leg a lot. And I was like, oh yeah, no, I'm totally fine. But the whole time I was like, it was hard to pay attention to what they were telling me. I just kept thinking of all the bad things that could happen.
Okay. Was it Were you able to concentrate on what they were saying or?
A little in and out, but like I said, like I was just so focused on like making sure things didn't happen to me and my son while we were there. It was kind of hard to it was something about his grades. I know he's been doing really good. So I think they were just kind of like giving him a little like honor for having good grades. I know he's been doing really
Okay.
good.
Okay, great. Um, Let me ask, do you know of any medical conditions in your family or that you have that might um, be something that you've experienced that reminds you of this or that this started with?
Um, Not necessarily. Um I know when I was younger, my aunt and my grandfather, who I was both pretty close to, they passed away. And there one of them was like of an illness, like a cancer, and the other one was a car accident. But besides that, I know my mom, she's never been diagnosed, but she always says that she has anxiety. But I feel like ours are kind of different. So I'm
Mhm.
not sure. But those are kind of that's like the only thing I can think of in my past.
Okay. And do you take any medications or use any kinds of substances?
Um, I I was when I was really freaking out, I did have a panic attack once, and so when I was taken to the hospital, and they wanted me to start like an anxiety medication, and I can't remember which what it was, but I didn't like. I'm really nervous to start medications, so I
Mhm.
haven't really like done any of that. I just went to that. I had a panic attack once. It was like kind of at the beginning of the pandemic. We had to go get tested. So it was like because we got exposed, and I
Mhm.
was just in line waiting, and I just everything kind of ramped up, and maybe for worse, because I think like, oh, is this a symptom? Is this a symptom? Is this a symptom? And I just overflowed. So they ended like I had a panic attack, and they took me to the hospital.
Okay. And what do you mean when you say panic
It was just I have like I said when I know when I'm nervous, I already have tightness of chest. Well, it
attack?
was felt like extremely tight, and it was really hard to breathe, and I felt very like kind of fatigued and like lightheaded to where I was gonna like pass out at any second. But thankfully, my husband was there to kind of help calm me down as much as he could before I kind of went full blown, just and like just hyperventilating and everything.
Mhm. Okay. So, are your family, your husband, your kids, have they been able to do anything that makes you feel better, or has anything happened that makes you feel worse?
I know my husband definitely does his best to kind of bring me down. He's like, he kind of reminds me, it's like, this is not going to happen. Like, I know you think it is, but he kind of it reassures me and tells me, okay, we're going to do this, this, and this, so we can ensure it doesn't happen. So that really does help. Because like, I know, like, especially with them thinking like I'm home, like I do try to avoid the situations. And so if I have to go into the situation, like, he's very helpful in that. My kids, they do their best, but I know especially they want to go play with their friends and everything. So they want to go out. And so that still worries me a bit, but I know they have to, like, it's good for them. So that's like the only kind of worrying part that they bring along. My family, like, my husband understands, but a lot of my family thinks just I'm just crazy.
Really crazy? What do they mean by that?
It's just like I'm a worrier. Like, I over worry for no reason.
Okay. And you mentioned that when you have to do things, your husband can help you. Oh,
Mhm.
what do you do when you have to do something and you're on your own? You mentioned having to go to your child's school. How do you kind of, I guess, psych yourself up or make yourself do those things?
He still helps me. Like, he'll text me and kind of help me hype myself up. And I'm like, yeah, like, I can do this. I can do this. And it's like, I have to keep reminding myself, like, because in my head, I'll constantly be kind of saying to myself, like, this bad thing is going to happen. But like, when I'm by myself, I really have to be like very, very vigilant on saying, okay, it's not going to happen. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Just kind of, I do have like, I always try, I know, like, especially since when I do get nervous, I have issues breathing. I have trying to do breathing exercises. They work a little bit, but they don't fully like help everything go away.
Okay. Let's see if I have anything else that I need to know. Well, actually, I think that's about all the information that I need. I'm gonna take a look at what you told me and what we've talked about, and I will talk to you more about it the next time we meet. Will that work for you?
That works great.
Great. All right. I'll see you then.
Thank you.